Thanks.
All right, part two. If you're joining us virtually, this is part two. All right, so here you can also enter in a specific link if you need to, and it will validate the link to say if it's a broken link or they can use it. Lastly, it will ask you two things: when you want to schedule a post and which page you want to promote it from on a social post. So here we have, you can either schedule a post out ahead of time, or you can schedule it to publish immediately. So as soon as I'm done with this, I want it to immediately go to my Facebook business page, for example. That's sweet. However, most people like to schedule a post ahead of time so that they can stay ahead of their market. Now, Command also suggests that the best days to post are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. And write this down or notate this if you are joining us. The sweet times to post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for B2C, B2C meaning business to consumer, is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's still in the morning. So from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If anybody can post in the chat why you think that 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the most opportune time or the best part of the morning to actually post. Anybody has a clue? You can pop into the chat. Give you about 15 to 20 seconds to answer that, and then I'll answer that for you, just in case you weren't aware, so that we all know why those are the best times to post.
See, I have always been like, my train of thought has always been to post it like early in the morning, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I feel like most people are checking their phones first thing when they wake up. They're doing a quick scroll. So it's like, I always want to get them first thing in the morning. So I'm really anxious to hear the thought behind 11 to 3.
Okay. That's a great observation. I'm going to expound on that a little bit, but I want to take Rourke's answer.
Yeah.
And they said folks are on their lunch break. That is an applicable answer. So I'm going to say you're totally correct. Folks are definitely on their lunch break. Also, just to keep in mind, just to back on your point, yes, we're up first thing in the morning from 5, 6, 7 a.m. and people are checking their phones, but they're not really here yet on Earth. They're still in dreamland, and they're just looking to get a quick little giggle. So they'll see it, but mentally they're not plugged into Earth or Wednesday or Thursday, right? And then also most of those folks are driving, so we don't want them to drive and text at the same time. So within that 11 to 3, not only are folks on their lunch break, people are virtually awake by now. Not only are they awake, but they had breakfast, they're either on lunch eating, and now they're energizing themselves. They already had 2 cups of coffee for the day. And now they're aware and awake and present into the day. Now they get to see your post and actually ingest it in a way where that's usually the time it takes for people to buffer into the day as well. And I got a question yesterday when I taught this class, and I asked, why are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays mornings a good time to post and not Tuesdays and Thursdays? What's wrong with Tuesdays and Thursdays? Nothing's really wrong. However, there are 5 business days in a week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are more than Tuesdays and Thursdays, so those 3 to 2. Also, you don't want to post too much to where you oversaturate your post. So now having those gaps in between those days allows time for people to ingest your post, whether it's a paid ad running through the algorithm, or if they can actually visit your page and take a look at it. Gives people time to actually engage and ingest that post before you post another. Now, there's some people who actually have intentional posting, meaning Mondays are for Monday motivations, Tuesday are for Taco Tuesday, so they'll have a taco recipe they want to post, right? Then Wednesdays could be just hump day humor, and then Thursdays can be throwback Thursdays and something about what I used to do or when I first got into real estate. And then Fridays could be something like Flashback Fridays or think TGIF, and now you get to talk about the best happy hour spots in your market area. So those are some examples, because remember, we don't want to just stick with just all day, everyday real estate posting. We want to get a little personable as well. Now, can you make personal posts with command and posting? Yes, you can. So again, back to scheduling the post, you can either schedule the post out. You can click this calendar icon here, and now we'll drop down the calendar icon to show you the date that you would like to schedule it for. So I want to actually schedule this for Monday. And then I'm going to actually schedule it instead of 10 a.m. I'm going to schedule it for 11 a.m. because that's the one of the opportune times on a Monday to post. Once I have everything set here, now because I have it scheduled out, and now I see I have Keller Williams Premier Realty that I want to use this for. Now I get to go up and scroll up, back, just an image, there we go. Preview your post. It will show you the preview of the post here. And now at the top right, you have one or two options. We can save it as a draft, come back to it because we aren't ready to promote it yet. Or we can schedule the post out. And now we're going to say schedule post. It's going to give you another option to say, do you want to schedule this post? Yes, I do. Now that this is a set schedule, now it's going to take you straight into your social post dashboard here, where you see it says social post. And again, at the top, if you're following along, you click social post. And what we're seeing here under the social post dashboard is our calendar. It shows us our live and scheduled posts. Or here in the middle, we can click and see what are our drafted posts, if we do have drafts, so we can take a look at it. So going back to live and scheduled posts, looking at our calendar, we get to look at our calendar or our schedule two ways. We can look at it from a week standpoint, or if we click at the top right where it says week and month, we can select month. And now we get to look at our marketing for the month. And now we get to see the Facebook post that we just created together on our calendar. Now, if you're very intentional about it, say today is April 21st, Thursday, April 21st. And in my mind, in Adrian's mind, we're already in May to start promoting for May. And what can we talk about and what classes can we promote? What can we promote on our page to have featured listings for our top agents? And some of you all are on the call as well to feature your listings. So now as leadership, we're already in our mind, what can we promote on our page for May? We have the ability to already create those campaigns and create those social posts for May. And it's already scheduled. Now here's the beautiful thing too. For those that we schedule out in advance, we can click on it, the actual Facebook post here. And the reason why you see the Facebook icon, because we can always schedule a post with Facebook, and we can always have a created campaign that's going to go out from Twitter and so on and so forth. So now we're looking at the post that's going to be scheduled on April 25th at 11 a.m. We see it here and it says scheduled, that is the status. We can always click this ellipses menu while it is still scheduled and it hasn't been promoted yet. We can either edit this post to change some things, tweak some things if need be, as well as just completely delete the post so that we solve the need to not actually post this. And you can do the same. So for this example, we're going to delete the post and it says, do you want to delete this post? Yes, we do. Right, I'm going to close this out and now you see this off of your calendar now.
Can I jump in for 1 second?
Absolutely.
So we've done, 30, 35 minutes here of training inside of campaigns, and my mind is still a little bit blown that we've not spent a penny.
We haven't spent a penny yet.
We haven't spent a penny
Not
in
even.
advertising.
Not even. We haven't spent $1 just yet. And again, to just also notate this, cost per lead or cost per lead click is usually $1.87 per click for your paid ads. We didn't even spend $1.87 yet.
This is all free. This is all with command.
This is all with command. This is all free. And this is just social posts that you can already schedule out on a calendar or at a week's time, 2 weeks time, whatever best fits your business. We didn't even spend a penny yet. And you can already have this matriculating and scheduled out for your marketing, again, while you're on vacation, while you're already on the phone lead generating, while you're closing on homes and more. You're keeping the ball rolling and your marketing is already scheduled out for you. Speaking of schedule, you will always see here at the bottom of the social post dashboard on the left-hand side, you'll see where you see the next week or the following week that you have. And you can just click create a post. And once you click create a post, it's going to just take you straight into the area where you can actually start creating your social post if need be. Also, within the social post dashboard, you can also see the quick content. They have some for leadership. They also have some for our associates and agents as well. So those same templates that we were working with on the main campaigns dashboard, we see it here as well. Now, before we hop into our actual paid ads, which is very similar, it's going to be very quick, but very similar to social posts, are there any questions that you all may have? You can pop it into the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. All right, sweet. Looks like everybody's following along pretty well. Awesome, awesome. So now that we have talked about social posts and how we can be intentional about using our social posts, using our hook points, using the process communication model and more in our captions so that we can stop the scroll, we can transfer that same energy into our paid ads. Remember, the biggest difference between social posts and paid ads is one, is paid. Two, you will not see a paid ad promoted on your page. Social posts, you will see posted on your actual physical business page. However, for paid ads, it will have to run through Facebook's algorithm in order to reach your actual target audience, which is not yourself, but the consumers and clients you wish to reach to. You will only be able to see the analytics, meaning how many people actually viewed it, how many leads were generated from it, and how much was the cost per click for that day inside of Command. That's the only thing you'll be able to see. So now let's take a look at our payments area. So our payments area, because we want to make sure before we run any paid ads, we do have a business card on file. So at the very top right of the screen here, we see payments, and it will be next to your create campaign tab. So once I select payments, we see here, Adrienne has done an amazing job to make sure that her business card is on her account. So it shows the cardholder's name, your digits to your card, as well as when it expires and your card type. You can actually add more than one payment if need be by going to add payment method, or if you do not have a card on file, you can select add payment method. Once you do so, then it will take you to the area in which you have to enter in your first name, last name, card number, all the information, billing information, and you have the ability to set that card as your default if need be. While we're also here, another thing to keep in mind is the ad spend metrics. And this is huge when you are either on a big team or you're part of a team, and if you are working with your virtual admin or your admin to have some intentionality around your ad spend metrics. So you get to see how much you actually have spent on which channel, what was the cost per lead, so the CPCL, cost per lead click, as well as the cost per click and the cost per minute. So now you get to look at this and engage and say, well, I get more information or more engagement on Facebook and not so much Twitter. How can I change that? Or it seems like Instagram, when I promote my ads there, or Twitter, I get more interactions and not Facebook. Maybe I should beefing up my Facebook presence. Or I should just stop spending all that money inside of Facebook or Instagram, and I'll just put it into maybe my command email. We'll just go from there. You can also export this report as a CSV if need be. So again, before we do any paid ads, we always want to make sure that you have a card on file under payments. Now moving along to paid ads. So this is, okay, great. You already actually ran one. So this is your paid ads dashboard. Again, this is where it shows you your impressions, your leads, how much you spent, in the overview of how many ads you ran. So in this example here, Adrienne has already ran an ad. And then you also see the preview. You'll see the status, whether it's completed, rejected. And if it's rejected, again, remember to review Facebook's policy and ad guidelines. And then you can also see that here is completed. It will also show you duration, cost per minute, cost per click, as well as how many leads were generated. So as I'm going over to where it says, and I highlighted to CPLC to see the leads. So as your ad is running and it is active and you actually generate leads, you will be able to see an actual leads list of how many leads were generated from this post by scrolling over to the number of leads where you see 0 leads, 1 lead, 15, 300 leads, how many of them. You can click on that and we'll go to a leads list as we see here. Once we click the leads list, it's going to actually generate one if applicable. So again, if there was no leads generated, it will say the leads cannot be found. Click here to go back to paid campaigns. If you did have leads, it will show you everything that's captured from the Facebook lead generation form with their name, email address, and phone number. Oh, and by the way, yes, when leads come in from a Facebook ad, they're automatically added into your database, marked as a lead. Again, once you generate leads from Facebook ad or Instagram paid ad, it will generate right into your command CRM as a lead or marked as a lead.
They go into your contacts too.
It'll be in your contacts. Yeah. Yes, it'll be in your contacts applet marked as a lead.
Awesome.
So now we're going to go through and look at, for this last half, we're going to look at how we can create a paid ad and what that entails. So first we want to go to the very top right of our screen and say create campaign. Now it's going to ask us what would we like to create. In this example, we're going to say social ad. So social ad and social posts are different. We explained that today. So we want to make sure we select social ad, and in parentheses it says paid. Just like any campaign inside of command, we always have to enter a campaign name and designate what will be the goal. So the campaign name here will be, let's just say spring cleaning, for example. Maybe I'm offering a spring cleaning service to my past clients, just in case they need any spring cleaning, to have a preferred vendor that I work with. And I want to push that out so that they know that we're servicing the community, we're servicing past clients, and if those past clients know anyone else who's looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, you see how that's, okay. So now what is our goal? We want to actually attract more listings. We want to attract more, we have our past clients and we want to attract listings that we will say, we will help you spring clean your home to prep your home to be sold and staged. So we want to attract more listings. And now it's going to ask us lastly, where will your campaign run? We would just say Facebook in this example, just because you can pick all 3 channels, 2 channels or just 1. For this one, we're just going to say Facebook, and now we're going to create campaign. Now, just like how we went through our social post, it's going to ask for a few things. It's going to ask, and let me just kind of cascade it. Here we go. Name and goal, listed if applicable. We don't have it for this example. Text, what the caption and text is actually going to say. The media, Facebook settings, lead settings, and duration and budget. Now, as you can see here, duration and budget, as well as name and goal have been completed. Because we see here, there's a bubble to each category. Once it's completed, it will have a green check bubble next to it. So moving along, looking at text, this is a required field. And gotta love command. Gotta love command. Why? Because just like in social posts, we have templated text that we can use in our main copy and description so we don't have to think as hard. So now it says, try this. Thinking of selling? Not sure if now is the right time? We can help you find out what your home is worth in today's market. Contact us today. You can either click use suggestion if you want to use this, or you can say shuffle if this is not what you're looking for. And it says, this home is going to sell fast. Learn more about this home before anyone else. And the reason why we're having this specific type of script or templates is because of our goal. We said we wanted to attract more listings. So intentionally, our templated captions and description are going to fit our goal to attract listings if need be. So that's if you want to use this, and you can always say use suggestion and put your own twist to it. So now I'm just going to say spring cleaning alert. And then now I'm going to add an actual alert emoji, and I can do so by going to the bottom right of our text. You can use this in social posts and paid ads. And now we see when we click the smiley face, we can look and find any emoji we would like to use. So I'm going to look for the little alarm emoji. I think I probably went past it. Yep. So here we go. Travel places, travel places. Where's the alarm? Where's the alarm? This is a lot of food and drink. I think I might have passed it. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to use the stop sign. Oh, no, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
Boom. So now we see it here. We see it here. Can you always just copy and paste or just kind of control cut? I can go here and then control and paste. Yes, I can. Just like that. Spring cleaning alert, and then there's my alert. And we're good to go. Add a headline. I'm just going to keep it consistent. I'm just going to say spring cleaning alert.
And I love how over on the right-hand side, it's just totally generating. I mean, as you're literally typing it out, it is showing you exactly what it's going to look like. I love that.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to also, in lieu of that, I'm going to also say description. I use that suggestion, and now you see it here as you're adding it. The reason why it still says Keller Williams is because now after we click save, we have to make sure we configure our media, Facebook settings, and more. So if we're going to add media, we can add images here. Select media from the listing. You can add an image either from your designs library or upload your own personal image, as well as add a video, the same look and feel from social posts. So I'm going to say save. I know it's saying select media, so I'm going to say add images, browse from designs library. I'm just going to say red day. And then once it actually comes up, I get the preview and actually crop the image. Okay, it makes it unusable. Okay, great. So it will let you know if you can use it, if you can't use it, and that's fine. You just have to find the image or resize it. Moving it along. Another thing that we see here is Facebook settings. Facebook settings is where we actually select the account, which is Adrian's personal account, to the actual page you want to use. So now that we have the page selected, now we see that it's changed to the specific business page we want to use. Destination, it says Facebook lead generation form. Recommended as always, because you can also see the leads that are captured if you log directly into Facebook. And then you'll also be able to see those same leads that were captured inside of Command under your campaign's dashboard. So we always recommend you use the Facebook lead generation form. However, you can always have the option to use your website or a specific landing page if you don't use the Facebook lead generation form. And this happens after they click learn more.
Then they're directed to your website.
If you select site or landing page, then you have the option to direct them to your website with this website URL, or you can choose a landing page.
Okay.
If it's Facebook lead generation form, then it's going to immediately get them to the Facebook lead generation form. And again, the reason why we recommend it is because you can cross-reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you will always have to enter in a website, or you can choose a landing page. In this case, I'm going to choose the landing page. Once you have selected the landing page, then it will let you know whether or not they'll take it. All right, we got our check mark, so we're in the clear. If you don't want to use learn more for the button label, you can say learn more, sign up, or apply now. And then you will also see it here at the top, bottom right. So I'm going to switch from learn more to sign up, so we can sign up some folks who want to get their home clean out. All right, now here is the meat and potatoes here as we were wrapping up, where it says audience definition. This is one of the newest features that was released inside of the paid ads campaign. It was released about a month ago, where now we can either use an auto audience, custom audience, or saved audience. Auto audience is just people within a certain mile radius of Hagerstown, Maryland, maybe 20 miles, all the way to 15, or maybe, okay, 15 is the least. So you can do from 15 on up, from a certain mile radius of the specific city that you enter in. Also, if you look here, custom audience is if you create your own audience. You either target your database, or you have a specific detailed targeting where you can actually include and exclude people with certain interests. This is optional. However, a lot of agents love to use this when you're adding interests to really reach to your folks this way, where you can add an interest of someone who's in real estate investing. So we're going to add interest. You can either search interest and go down the list in alphabetical order, or you can just type, if you don't like to search like myself, just going down the line, you can type in real estate, and now it's showing you all of the different real estate interests: real estate investing, real estate development, real estate appraisal, for example, real estate license. And as you highlight over each interest, it will also show you the audience size. So I'm just
I
going
have a question.
Yes.
Can you? Okay, so this is one of the things I've always wondered when I've done one of these. What is your opinion on the fact that the more of those that you seem to choose, I feel like it reduces the amount of people that your ads are going to reach? What's your thoughts on that?
That is totally correct, just because you want to make sure that your audience is not too broad and especially too narrow. To your point, if you narrow it down too much, unless that's the intention you're looking for, if you narrow it down too much, then it will reach less people. And that's a great segue, and thank you for that, because now as I'm adding just one interest, now you get to see the audience definition. So now it's going to gauge to show you how many people will reach based on your Facebook selections. So because I say real estate investing, I'm in the red. I'm in trouble. I'm only going to reach 216,000 people because my audience is too specific. Now we want to make sure that we're in the green when we're adding interest, or maybe we don't add interest because guess what? It will narrow our audience and it will be too specific. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually take out this tag. And as I take out the tag, now you see I'm going to actually reach 1 million people now. So I'm back in the green, so I'm good to go again, just by taking away that real estate investing tag. So that is a great question there. Thank you for that. Now that we have lastly, saved audience, meaning you can actually save a specific audience if need be. You can always come back and save the audience, and you can come back and edit that audience. Meaning this particular audience that I built out will always get this type of paid ad or this type of environment or this type of advertisements, because I'm always looking for first-time home buyers. I'm always looking for empty nesters looking to their now kids are out of the house and they want to downsize. That is my target audience, for example. Once I have that set in place, I can click save. Lead settings, that's a new feature where you can actually auto tag the leads that come in that will communicate to your smart plans. So as I'm generating listings and new potential sellers, I can add an actual auto tag where I can just tag who are these people, whether I can search by my custom tags and we have it in alphabetical order, or I can type the search. Once I have those tags, so I'll say command train, for example. Once that tag trigger is added, now I can add them to an actual smart plan. So that's more added leverage while we're still having margaritas on the beach, right? Now we have the listings or people from this ad coming in. Once they're tagged to this, and once they actually fill out their information, not only are they marked as a lead, but they will have the command training tag as they're coming in. And I get to automatically, from that tag trigger, have them added to the smart plan, just like that. Just like that. Added leverage.
So you could tag these spring cleaning,
So you can have this.
and then you can have a spring cleaning smart plan that just, just keeps touching them.
Keeps
Keeps
touching,
touching them.
keeps touching them, keeps nurturing them until they're ready to actually sell their home.
You didn't lift a finger.
Not as much as I could have.
That's crazy.
And once we actually have a tag trigger, we have the long-term nurture, because I'm gonna nurture these folks, I'm gonna save. And now, lastly, we want to take a look at what the duration of budget is. You get to basically set the time frame from this calendar date to this calendar date, and then the total campaign budget, which will break down into the daily cost per channel. So for this example, we have a total of $30. And within 10 days, doing the math, that's $3 a day. You can always adjust your budget. If you don't want to use $30, you can always just change it by the arrow or actually physically typing in, I just want to spend $10 over 10 days. And I'm only spending $1 a day. And even with just spending $1 a day, if my ad is intentional with the targeting, intentional with the captions, and with our hook points using the PCM model, as well as making sure that, making sure that I have everything set up and my flyer looks great, it's very inviting. I can only spend $1 a day over 10 days with a total budget of $10, and I can generate an unlimited amount of leads. Just that simple. Once we're done, then we can click save. And just like before, we can either publish the campaign if all the required fields have been completed, or if not, we can just say save as draft and we're good to go. And now we see that we've had a completed campaign, and we also now see the draft that we just sent today. Any additional questions before we wrap up today? Any additional questions within Command when it comes to connecting your Facebook account, making sure your marketing profile is completed, or anything of running a social post or a paid ad in Facebook? I think we're good to go.
I think we need at least 3 ahas.
We have to have 3
Like
hours.
at least 3.
Or if you don't have 3, we just take one. You can just take one for today. You can pop it to the chat, or you can unmute yourself and have an aha. And those who are going to be joining us virtual or looking at the playback, make sure that you notate your aha and submit it to your leadership team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, super sweet.
And AHA is having a large assortment of free campaigns available to us before even getting into the main paid campaigns. And then Sonia's great point of, do you want to limit your ad that much? What's the purpose of what you're trying to do? Do you want it limited or and specialized, or do you want it to have a broader reach? And someone else could help me out with the third. There were several.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you so much, Barry.
No problem.
All right, third one, Adrian, you I think you mentioned one too. You mentioned something about just like to Gary's point, that before we even got to paid ads, you just spent a deep dive into social posts, because social posts is kind of the road less traveled, because we hear paid ads and we think and we associate paying for this ad should almost equate to paying for these leads, when that's really not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I have 4 pages worth of notes here. I loved the concept of using the emojis to actually engage the algorithm a little bit more and get more exposure with your ads. I think that's amazing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was really expecting us to simply dive into the practical usage of campaigns, but I think what Jack brought along was just sort of the psychology of it that goes along with 1 million followers, the process communication model using the logic, value, charm, compassion, and humor. I mean, I think we went above and beyond here into how to really use campaigns at the highest level. This was a much deeper dive than even I was prepared for, and I think that's awesome. We really, I think people that are going to go back and watch this they're just gonna be blown away by the value that Jack brought to us today.
Really appreciate that. And we just want to
Yes.
make sure that we are being intentional about our campaigns and being very intentional about how we promote ourselves, because we can, just like saying, for example, we can have a fast car. We know we want a fast car, we want to drive it, but if we don't know where we're going, then we're not being very intentional. I just know I want a Ferrari. Okay, where you want to take it? I don't know. So same thing when we're creating our paid ads and our social posts, we have to be very intentional, especially, again, just for the book recommendations. If you are joining us late, remember it's 1 Million Followers by Brendan Kane and Hook Point by Brendan Kane, both by the same author, because we want to be intentional about what we're posting so that we can get the best ROI.
Yeah, that might be a good book club. Might
Ah,
have to
agreed.
start a book club on that one.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, if you have anything else, reach out. If you need me to get you connected with Jack, what's the best way for them to contact you if they need you?
Absolutely. So to get in touch with me, you can either email me at jcrutchfield. So that's CRUTCHF as in Frank, IELD as in David at kw.com. Also, my number is 301-775-6941. Again, that's 301-775-6941. Or you can find me on the referral map on command.
Of course.
And you can also look up my name, Jack Crutchfield Jr. on KW Connect and invite me to your referral network.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend and have a great day.